Today we're going to take a walk through downtown Orillia and show you a little slice of what we've called home for the past 3 years. Along the way, we'll try some of the best baked goods, coffees, and sandwiches in the city. And I promise, we'll take it easy on the Gordon Lightfoot references. Which is saying a lot, because Orillia is 50% Gordon Lightfoot. Let's do this.
All right, guys, we're gonna head into Mark IV Brothers. It is a coffee shop, Mark IV, named after the tank in World War II. And Brothers because they wanted a nice brotherhood kind of vibe to their whole name. This is a really cool coffee shop. Come with us as we take a look. So Mark IV Brothers Coffee Shop is one of the very first places we came to when we moved to Orillia 3 years ago. And part of its appeal was that it just looks so interesting and unique in there. But they also sold DeMello coffee beans. And where we used to live in our old neighborhood, we had a DeMello just right down the street. And it was, one of the best cafes or coffee shops in Toronto. Mark IV Brothers is one of the best places you can get coffee, feel like you're in a really charming neighborhood spot. It's kind of like a garage in there, but very coffee focused, and it's super cool.
So I got the London Fog, and I'm really excited. They had a huge menu of drinks. I mean, rightfully so, they are a coffee shop, but they're just so nice in there. Yeah, it is super delicious.
On to the next spot.
Let's go.
We move on from Mark IV Brothers to Mississauga Street to continue our journey. If you're visiting downtown, there's ample street parking to be had, along with multiple public and private lots. Now in today's video, we're going to focus on some of our favorite cafes and notable points of interest. To be clear, there's so much to see in downtown Orillia, whether it's the incredible waterfront park or any of the quaint businesses. You can spend all day and find a lot of fun here. And best of all, it's all within easy walking distance. And the dining is not to be missed. The Common Stove is a restaurant and cocktail bar that specializes in wood-fire grilled cooking. It's widely regarded as one of the best restaurants in Simcoe County. Other worthy shoutouts include Breakfast Club 125, Rustica, and Picnic Wine Bar. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, guys, we were gonna come here to Wilkie's Bakery. I don't know if you can see the sign. Can they see it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, they're Wilkie's Bakery and Pizza Place. They're a famous spot in Orillia. They do butter tarts, which are exceptional. And I'll try to see, whoa, it is cold.
So windy.
Definitely one of the stops you should stop off at. It is an old school spot in Orillia, and it's worth checking out. We'll throw up some pictures for you to see.
We've enjoyed them in the past, and we will be back.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love a butter tart?
So good.
Our next stop takes us to one of the newer places in downtown, the Lone Wolf Cafe. This is a big city cafe with small town vibes. And here, you'll find an assortment of specialty lattes, espressos, baked goods, and sandwiches. One thing to call out is this place becomes a cocktail lounge at night on the weekends, with a live DJ, music, and a selection of specialty cocktails. This place is highly recommended, especially during those after dark events on the weekends. And while it's busy year-round, it's such a bustling spot in the summer. Absolutely worth checking out.
Let's go to our next spot, which is an institution.
Oh, this is so old school.
Now before we move on, I'd like to point out the Matchedash Lofts, which are the newest condo development in historic downtown Orillia. The site of the Matchedash Lofts has a rich history dating back to the 1850s. It was once home to the Temperance Hall, which hosted events and meetings for the town. And then it became the Russell House Hotel, and then the Royal Hotel before it burned in a fire.
Most recently known as a GM car dealership. And then it was bought, all part of the Orillia waterfront restoration, and they wanted to build a condo or a loft that people would really want to live in. And this is it, and it definitely looks like it too. Let's move to the next spot.
Let's go.
This next location is an institution, and I should really be careful about how I use that word because Orillia actually had an institution for many, many years. So the Mariposa Market is more of a super famous bakery and likely the most famous business in town. Sorry, Casino Rama. It's located in a 100-plus-year-old historical building, features 2 cafes and 3 unique shops. They're known for an assortment of baked goods, sandwiches, cakes, and a variety of pantry items. Actually, there's no easy way of defining this business. There's not much you can't find at the Mariposa Market. My special note would be that if you're visiting Orillia during the holiday season, and you don't visit the Mariposa Market, you'll be missing out on a special experience. There are Christmas decorations throughout, along with special events hosted inside and outside of the bakery. Do not miss this on your next trip to Orillia.
Sweet Ontario peaches.
Hey, that's your nickname.
This is what we ordered, the chocolate Texas donut. It's a full-on treat. It's huge.
It's a big donut.
Yeah, it smells so good. There's even enough to share, maybe. The Mariposa Market has been such a huge part of my own personal story. I was getting cakes here when I was a little kid. I actually ended up working here a couple of times throughout like that college university age. The owners are super generous, the staff is really nice, and the treats are definitely worth it.
What's your number 2 treat?
If not a whole cake, I would go with the mini cakes because you don't feel as guilty eating them.
All right, that's a wrap on the Mariposa Market. Maybe we should go to Apple Annie's next.
That's a great idea.
Get a sandwich. Oh, hey.
Not far.
Not far at all.
Apple Annie's sits 2 shops down from the Mariposa Market, as you clearly just saw. There might have been a reason for that. Now, this extremely charming cafe was originally owned by the same family that owned the Mariposa Market. They even had an outpost on the basement floor where they sold fudge and other goods. Today, its new owners still operate the business and have kept the charm and legacy of this cafe going. With an assortment of delightful treats and sandwiches, along with espresso drinks and pantry items, it's hard to find something you won't like. While we were tempted to pick up a cheese scone or two, and I'll tell you, we were really tempted, we thought it was time to get some lunch and went with a sandwich. Friends and family have recommended the paninis, and unlike us, get your order to stay. The characters and conversations you'll overhear is worth the price of any menu item at Apple Annie's.
Yeah, so we got a roast beef and cheddar croissant with some horseradish on it, and it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
You also get a little side macaroni salad.
And while I may not know the difference between macaroni and pasta salad, I do know the difference between a bad and good meal, and this is an exceptional one.
Now, there's one thing about Orillia that you can't escape. No matter where you go in this town, you will find references to Old Gordo.
Oh yeah, we love Gordon Lightfoot here. This was his hometown. This is our pride and joy. You are going to see homages to him everywhere.
One of the other really neat things about Mississauga Street in the summers is they tend to do an art festival that you'll be able to see really neat art installations, kind of like these ones right here. This was one summer that we attended. We got to see these vans that were decorated and painted with things that were either representative of the artist or the community. So there was a lot of Gordon Lightfoot that year.
There really was.
But it's pretty cool. This is actually the arts district that we're gonna walk through here. Darcy's uncle actually participated in that festival, and yeah, he did pretty well for himself.
He did. His van was really, really cool, and it was just nice to come out and be able to support him and other local artists.
Now, the Sir Samuel Steele Memorial Building was designed by the same individual, I believe in 1894 or 1895. He designed the Parliament buildings and then came and designed this one. It became a full-time museum and art gallery, or a museum of art, I should say, history and art. For $5, you can go in. A lot of educational things to do in this building, including rotating exhibitions. It's the best way to learn about the history of Orillia if you're in town, and it's a very low-cost admission, so I highly recommend you do it. Guys, this is the Orillia Opera House, famously built in 1895. It started off as a federal post office, actually, became a police station, prison, and it's really interesting history. It's got tunnels underneath that have now since collapsed. You can actually watch a movie that was released a few years ago that kind of talks about that a little bit. But they use those tunnels to obviously transfer goods and services and prisoners. And of course, it's probably very haunted.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you.
There's rumors of a stage manager or something. More famously, there's been some pretty interesting talents that have come here to perform, including Katie Lang, Gordon Lightfoot, that guy from the band that you saw one time.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Joe Cochran's played here. Mr. Dressup did a set for kids once.
Yeah.
And more personally, I actually had my co-op in high school here. So I swept the stage and I did lights for shows, and it was really cool. Definitely haunted.
Guys, this is a public library. Now, this is also home. This was recently renovated, right? I think just a few years ago.
I think like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, and it also the wing over there plays home to Orillia Farmers Market, which is one of the oldest farmers markets in Canada. It is a year-round farmers market. They have over 50 vendors. Fortunately, it is closed today, and so we were not able to show it off, but it's better seen in the summer anyways.
We came in the summer and we saw them doing a dance number just over in the parking lot over there, and it was kind of cool.
Hey, are you performing in there? Or? No? Okay.
Even better.
Take care. Right behind us is actually Fred's tree, which is a very famous tree that in the 1970s, I believe, a gentleman by the name of Fred, he commissioned to the city of Orillia that we should have a tree that we always decorate for Christmas, or we use as the Christmas tree. So in this spot, this past year, we actually had a tree lighting over there that didn't go the way that I think a lot of people wanted. But hey, there's only one Fred's tree, so if we could save that tree...
Well, they're sure trying.
Just don't do a tree lighting next year. Okay, I think that wraps it up for us. Thanks for coming along with us. And thanks so much. We're going to head out and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for coming with us. Oh, look at all these toboggans. I say we steal one, head to the biggest hill, and slide down the non-existent snow.
What's a thought?
Not a good one.
Nope.
Hello.
You little creeper.
Oh, let's get back to the car. It is a cold one today. Plus, I still have some donut left.
What?
Yeah.
Everywhere you look.
Everywhere.
Everywhere you go. Can't get rid of this guy.
No, you really can't. He is Orillia's pride and joy. Get my picture with him, though.